Just to the north of Springfield is the growing and prosperous town of Urbana, Ohio, with its long history of producing entrepreneurial business opportunities. One such business has become a favorite tourist destination as well. Transforming an old chicken ranch into a 5-acre fish farm, Freshwater Farms of Ohio was founded by Dr. David Smith and his father Richard Smith in 1986. Now raising more than 100,000 pounds of fish every year, Dr. Dave has been a true pioneer in the field of aquaculture.
Well, in a nutshell, aquaculture is really farming anything that lives in or around the water. Technically, people even include alligators in that because there's a water component, but I think in general it's mostly fish, shellfish like shrimp, things like that. But it's raising things in a controlled environment where you can monitor water quality, feed quality, so you know you don't have any contaminants, so that you can raise the fish when you need them, so you have a year-round supply. It's like any type of farming, except it's a little more environmentally sensitive in that you have to maintain the environment for the animal to a nice degree. And for things like our rainbow trout, they're very particular. They must have the highest water quality to do well. Our main species here at Freshwater Farms is rainbow trout. We also raise yellow perch and bluegill. That's probably our top 3 food species, if you don't count the shrimp that we raise outside in ponds in the summertime. So those species are more for food. But here we have about 20-some species of fish, some brought in from other hatcheries that we sell for stocking private ponds, everything from crappies to minnows to tadpoles to all kinds of things. So I think my favorite fish would probably have to be the sturgeon. I get all giddy if I see little baby sturgeon. They're just so cute, and they're just really interesting animal. I think my first interest in fish was when my father took me fishing before I could even walk. I think my childhood influenced my future career because we spent a lot of time fishing in Michigan on every vacation. I spent a lot of time just going out camping and enjoyed nature, loved to grow things, and my parents always encouraged me in whatever I was interested in. Yeah, I did start at Ohio State and majored in biology. I originally went there to major in horticulture because I had worked at local greenhouses and things, loved that. But when I was at Ohio State, I learned about fish farming was kind of a new thing in Europe, and this was in the 1970s. I did have an opportunity to become a marine biologist after I went to Ohio State, and Louisiana offered me the best deal, and so we went down there, and being an Ohio boy, I wanted to do something along the coast. My family was definitely involved in the building and starting of this business. Once my wife and I moved back and we started, my parents both became very active, hands-on, and helped us build this operation. I think the main difference between Freshwater Farms and other fish farms in Ohio is that we really started this farm with the idea of trying to innovate things, of trying to find ways that other farmers could, that they could use to get into aquaculture. So we're a little different that way. We've kind of used the fish farm to support my R&D habit. But we're also different because we are the largest indoor fish farm. Part of my environmental training in Louisiana, that marine biology thing, was very geared to being very energy conscious and trying to find what's now called green technology, which wasn't used then. But even when we started this barn, the first thing we did was to find a way of using solar heat to heat the building, so we didn't have to use propane heaters like they did when it was a chicken farm. That was one of our first things. Recycling the water, of course, is a big part of that, and allows us to put fish farms anywhere. So I've been involved in developing sustainable diets, using my nutrition work from Wisconsin. Helped start a company a few years back, Freedom Feeds, that was the first commercial producer of grain-based diets for rainbow trout. Sustainable proteins and everything from microalgae to insect protein to, of course, the local grains and things like that. I think a lot of what we do here is very teachable to other people. You don't have to have a PhD to run a fish farm. And I find that farmers are probably the best people to work with because they understand management of animals, understand it's a day-to-day thing. People started hearing about the farm and kept coming to the farm, wanted to see the fish, and my parents enjoyed greeting and visiting with those people. And in the early days, everybody that came to the farm got a 45-minute tour. We do offer guided tours here, but we offer mostly self-guided tours, and we have lots of exhibits that we've set up over the last, particularly 5 or 6 years. I think when people come to Freshwater Farms, there's a few things that impresses them, and we're not fancy, we're a farm, but they're able to see firsthand, up close, some living things that they don't see very much anymore. And I see this with younger kids particularly, that they get so excited just to hold a tadpole or a frog or a toad or touch a salamander or pet the sturgeon, and it's just been very meaningful to us to say, well, yeah, sure, here, touch, see, and learn. We started the Ohio Fish and Shrimp Festival 10 years ago. 11 years ago, it became possible in Ohio to start to raise freshwater shrimp. Now, these are the largest species of shrimp on the planet, but they're tropical, and it's only a summer crop. But after we did that first crop, they were just beautiful, and we're going, this is different, this is a hook. This will make a great festival to try to draw people to this area. In that same thing, we have been very interested in helping revitalize Urbana. We have a couple building projects we're helping do downtown, and it's been fun to be part of the Visitors Bureau and some of the downtown organizations to try to bring the community life back to what it can be.
Freshwater Farms has contributed a lot to our community. Besides being an entrepreneur and a business owner here in our community, which draws customers from afar, we also send a lot of visitors to Freshwater Farms because it's a tourism spot. He has a great customer base, but just getting the word out and bringing more people to the farm brings people to Champaign County, which is a win-win for all of us.
We purchased from Freshwater Farms because we like the way they grow their fish. The manner in which they operate their business is friendly. We know that they're using the best ingredients in their feed, and we know that what the end product that we're going to end up putting in the saute pan is going to be exactly what we want every time. And if we're going to have fish on the menu, it ought to be coming from Freshwater Farms. Oh, Freshwater Farms brings a lot to the community. They have an annual fish and shrimp festival that attracts many, many tourists. Dr. Smith is extremely involved in downtown.
And there's a certain amount of freedom in a rural community, a small town area that there's less regulation. There's more of that, opportunity to work with local merchants, a local banker. Well, as I said, we started off with the idea that we would be selling fish fillets wholesale, and then we converted to retail. We literally set up a little store down in the fish barn. I don't think you can ever do that for a hog farm. But we did sell directly down here, and then we remodeled part of the old wooden barn at the top of the hill into a retail store. And once we did that, it wasn't long before all of our business was going out retail, taking all of the fish that we could raise and everybody else around us could raise. So we really have gone that retail route. And now, we have all the local foods, everything from Clifton Mill products to Young's Dairy ice cream to local cheeses, along with our trout and our smoked trout. But we've kind of expanded in that retail end into water gardens, koi and goldfish, all those types of things, pond fountains, aeration equipment. But it is very nice to be involved in many things, and it's really something that's enjoyable to have a lot of different jobs that you can be doing. One time I'm doing marketing, the next time I'm helping hatch the fish. I think small business allows you that flexibility, and working inside and outside has really appealed to me. I think the main success of Freshwater Farms is that my family and I have enjoy what we're doing, and that they all work very hard. And when any business you've been around for 25 years or so, you have ups and downs, but to be persistent is certainly one of those things.
Now the largest fish hatchery in Ohio, and with a commitment to serving the community through educational opportunities, Freshwater Farms continues to lead the way in aquaculture. We are proud to honor Freshwater Farms of Ohio as this year's winner of the Entrepreneurial Business Award.
you.